If you were born before the year 2000, your first mobile phone was probably a Nokia. For a decade, this Finnish company didn't just rule the mobile world. They were the mobile world. They had a 50% global market share, more than Apple and Samsung today combined. Their ringtone was heard 1.8 billion times a day. They were untouchable. But in just 5 short years, they lost everything. How did a company with the best engineers, the most money, and the most loyal customers destroy itself? This is the story of the rise and fall of Nokia, a lesson in why even giants can bleed. It started in a small town in Finland. By the late 90s, Nokia had created a device that became a cultural icon, the Nokia 3310. It was indestructible. You could drop it from a building and it would still work. The battery lasted for a week, and it had Snake. Nokia was cool. They appeared in the Matrix. They catered to everyone, from business executives with the communicator to teenagers with colorful covers. By 2007, Nokia was valued at $150 billion. Their executives sat in glass towers in Espoo, believing they had figured out the perfect formula. They thought the game was over and they had won, but they were wrong. Success is a dangerous drug. Nokia became arrogant. They focused on hardware, making phones smaller, sliding better, and having more buttons. But they ignored software. Their operating system, Symbian, was clunky and difficult to use. But Nokia didn't care. They believed people only used phones for calling and texting. When engineers inside Nokia proposed a touchscreen phone years before Apple, the management killed the project. They said touchscreens are expensive. Nobody wants fingerprints on their screen. They were listening to their wallets, not their customers. January 9th, 2007, the day the world changed. Steve Jobs walked on stage and introduced the iPhone. The world was amazed. But Nokia executives laughed. They mocked the iPhone. They said it has no 3G, the battery is weak, and it breaks if you drop it. They treated the iPhone like a toy, not a threat. While Apple was building an app store and an ecosystem, Nokia kept churning out hundreds of different plastic phones that all looked the same. By the time Nokia realized that software is king, it was already too late. Android had arrived, and the trap was shut. In 2010, Nokia hired a new CEO, Stephen Elop. He wrote a famous internal memo called the Burning Platform. He told the staff, "We are standing on a burning oil platform in the middle of a freezing ocean. We must jump." Nokia had to choose a partner to survive. They could have chosen Android, joining Google. Instead, they made a deal with the devil. They chose Microsoft. They killed their own operating systems and switched entirely to Windows Phone. It was a disaster. The apps weren't there. The users didn't like the tiles. Sales plummeted. The burning platform didn't save them. It burned them alive. In 2013, the inevitable happened. Nokia sold its mobile phone division to Microsoft for just $7 billion. Think about that. From $150 billion to $7 billion in 6 years. The Nokia brand disappeared from smartphones. Today, Nokia still exists. They build 5G networks and infrastructure behind the scenes. They are a successful B2B company. But the Nokia we knew, the phone in your pocket, the connecting hands, the Snape game, is gone forever. The fall of Nokia teaches us one brutal truth. Adopt or die. Being the biggest doesn't protect you. In technology, yesterday's success is today's complacency. Do you miss your old Nokia, or was it time for them to go? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Tech Brief for more stories of tech history.